Inside Sport on RTE Radio 1.
Now you're very welcome back to the programme as we turn our attention to tennis and chat Wimbledon with sports journalist Rebecca Adams. Rebecca, thanks so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Shane. Great to be on.
Enjoying Wimbledon so far. We've had a couple of upsets and we've had defending women's champion Iga Swiatek beating Taylor Townsend, as Michael Corcoran outlined in the Sports News headlines at the top of the show. She was certainly made work hard for the win.
Yeah, she did. I mean, Iga Swiatek, she was taken to 3 sets, and this is the kind of match that would really wake up a player like her, because she comes into this one as defending champion, and when you're defending champion, you've got that extra target on your back. Last year, she won the title in convincing fashion, a double bagel in the final set. And she, of course, answered the doubters who said that she couldn't play on grass. But now she has to keep them quiet again. And this is by far from convincing performance from the defending champion. But she does what champions do, and that is grind out a win and do what you have to do to get it done. And she did just that. And at the end of the match, she was visibly emotional. She had a towel over her head. She was in tears. And it meant so much to her to actually make it through to the second round.
Speaking of defending champions, Jannik Sinner was taken to 5 sets in his opener. Was that simply first round rust, or did we learn anything about the defending champion in his performances?
Again, it's a lot like Swiatek. Even these top players, even the defending champions, world number ones, former world number ones, they aren't immune to nerves as well. And I think there's a lot of that. Walking onto centre court as the defending champion carries huge weight and huge expectation. But like Swiatek, he found a way to get it done, taken to that deciding set. There was no sign of a struggle like we've seen him previously playing in the heat. Can't really play well in heat. We had this heat wave in London last week. Very, very tricky to play in. He played in those conditions in an exhibition match at the Hurlingham Club in Fulham, just down the road from London. Looked pretty good there as well. And he said he's made a lot of small changes to be able to cope with playing in high temperatures. No sign of that yet in London. That might come next week. But Sinner, far from convincing again. But I think you're allowed these small blips in the opening rounds as those nerves just you feel your way through those nerves.
I was hoping you're going to be able to detail Serena on court, but she's been pushed back a little bit. Glocson Zverev still out there, and it is, judging off the scores anyway, it looks pretty entertaining.
Yeah, they've just started in the 4th set now. The first set went to Zverev, Block took the second in a tiebreak. The 3rd set was decided in tiebreak as well, and that went the way of Zverev. So now they're into the 4th. So yeah, it's going to be exciting, that one. And Zverev, of course, French Open champion. There's a lot of expectation on him now that he's got his maiden Grand Slam. But you have to say that Sinner is the clear favourite for the men's. But I don't think it's going to necessarily be a straightforward path for him. But it certainly is his tournament to lose. Because, of course, we're missing Carlos Alcaraz as well, which is a huge talking point for this tournament. But there's always Novak Djokovic, and Djokovic is searching for that elusive 25th Grand Slam, and I don't think he's going to be happy to retire until he gets it.
Yeah, he came through a tough 4-set match, Djokovic. Does he still look capable of making another deep Wimbledon run?
I think yes, but he's going to want to keep those points as short as possible, because of course to get to the final you have to win 6 matches in a row and then play final. So it demands so much on a body. So I think the question mark over Djokovic will be how he recovers in between matches rather than how he looks when he's actually on the court. But, Djokovic is Djokovic. He is a 7-time Wimbledon champion. His experience is going to count for a lot, and I don't think that anyone is going to relish playing him over 5 sets if he reaches the semis or a final.
Well, on the subject of legends of the game, just put it into context. How remarkable is it to see Serena Williams back on centre court at 44 years of age?
Well, she's the modern benchmark. Even, 4 years after she retired, she remains the reference point for everything in the women's game. She's a 7-time Wimbledon singles champion. She's been dominant across eras and across services. She is the standard for tennis excellence. So I don't necessarily think it's actually that surprising to see her back at 44, because she does look good. And she said she came back to tennis because she was bored of sitting at home and she wanted her kids to be able to see her play. And we did get a glimpse of what she's got to offer when she played at Queen's a couple of weeks ago in the doubles. Unfortunately, we didn't see too much of her because her partner was injured, but it's going to be amazing to see her in singles. And of course, she's got that wild card into the singles draw, so everyone is super excited to see how she gets on. But interestingly enough, she said she still feels nervous, which is incredible coming from a great champion like Serena Williams, but it shows still that competitive spirit is very much intact.
Should she have enough to overcome Maya Joint this evening?
I think she's going to have the crowd behind her. I think she's got the experience of having been on centre court countless times. Maya Joint is a good player. She's a young player from Australia. She's ranked 87 in the world. So, she's not bad. But I think coming up against a player of Serena Williams' stature is such a challenge for any player. And of course, players like Maya Joint and the younger players on tour actually grew up watching Serena Williams play. And she's an idol for a lot of these players. So it's, even though they are professionals and this is what they do day in, day out, imagine standing across the net from, the person who's inspired you to take that path in life. It's a big thing for these players. So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Realistically, how far do you see Serena going in this tournament?
I think she can get past the first round. I don't see why she can't, win 2 or 3 matches. Realistically, I don't think she's going to compete with the likes of Iga Swiatek, Elena Rybakina, Arina Sabalenka, Coco Gauff. But I think everybody wants to see her do well, including, of course, all the players who are in and around the tournament as well.
Yeah, no, it is. It's great to see a legend back on court. I think she's due out once this enthralling men's match finishes. Arena with Rick O'Shea coming up after Inside Sport is going to have a detailed piece. I'm very much looking forward to listening at the fashion at Wimbledon. And Naomi Osaka stole the show. It's fair to say, Rebecca.
She always does, doesn't she? I mean, she came in what looked like a huge kimono, of course, a nod to her Japanese heritage, but she always comes out with something interesting. We saw her with the umbrella butterfly type outfit at the Australian Open. At the French Open, she was dressed like the Eiffel Tower. So it's always interesting to see what she turns up to court in. And I think a player like Naomi Osaka, who's won multiple Grand Slams, who has been world number 1, I think she can get away with it when you've achieved that much.
Great stuff. Rebecca Adams, thank you so much for joining us this evening and detailing all of that